All right, so get this. We are going deep today.
Deep.
Yeah, like deep, deep, deep dive into what makes a successful entrepreneur.
Right.
So we're dissecting this chapter. It's called Your Entrepreneurial Odyssey. And
Mm.
let me tell you, this is not like
Yeah.
your typical
Yeah.
business 101.
No, not at all. This chapter, it's really something else. I mean,
Wow.
it digs into like the real mindset,
Yeah,
the journey, and
Yeah.
it uses these
like real world.
real world examples
They go way
way
beyond.
beyond the usual suspect.
Oh, yeah. We're not just going to like
Right.
throw out an Elon Musk and then call it a day.
No, no, no. We're
We're
talking
going,
the nitty gritty,
yeah, the inspiring stories,
actionable.
the actionable insights that
Yes.
you can actually like
Use.
use.
Exactly. Like, okay, think about James Dyson.
Okay.
5,000 vacuum prototypes, 5,000
Yeah.
before he hit it big.
Can you imagine? I mean,
Can you imagine the dedication?
that's got to be some kind of record.
It really speaks to his resilience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is
Yeah.
each of those prototypes, every single failure,
Yeah.
brought him one step closer
Wow.
to this groundbreaking product.
So it's not just about failing fast.
It's about failing smart.
failing smart. Okay.
Yeah, learning from every setback,
Yeah.
iterating,
Right.
constantly refining your approach.
Refining. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a really important point.
it is.
And the author of this chapter,
Yes,
they actually have,
they've got their own story.
yeah, their own entrepreneurial odyssey. Like
Oh, yeah.
they completely turned around their travel agency business
Right.
in India.
Wow.
And they did this 35 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and they use these same principles. So
It's a testament to, like,
they work.
they work. They stand the test of time.
Yeah, they stand the test of time.
They break it all down
Okay.
into 19 key principles
Oh, wow. Okay.
that we're going to go through today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've all heard about, things like growth mindset,
Right.
but this chapter takes it to a whole new level specifically for entrepreneurs.
Mm.
It's not just about positive thinking. It's about how you approach challenges, setbacks, those moments where you just want to be like,
Throw on the towel.
yeah, I'm out.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do you deal with like
Right. The entrepreneurial journey is full of them.
rejection?
How do you deal with like rejection from investors?
Right.
How do you adapt when the market shifts? And it's unexpected.
Totally.
It's
So,
not.
yeah, so that's where the growth mindset comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about believing that
You can learn
you can learn, you can adapt, even when,
even when things get tough.
yeah. But the chapter goes beyond that,
It does.
It dives into,
This idea of vision,
yeah, like having a clear vision.
like a North Star.
Like a North Star, right?
Yeah.
They use Elon Musk as an example, but
Right.
honestly, I'm kind of curious to get your take on this.
Sure.
Because a lot of people say he's just a showman.
Well, you can't deny he's a master of capturing attention.
Yeah.
But what I think is so fascinating about Elon Musk is that his vision,
Yeah.
it isn't just about,
Making money.
making money. It's about solving problems that he believes are crucial
Mm.
for humanity's future.
Right. So he's thinking bigger.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's about making a real impact.
Right.
But how does someone figure out,
Yeah. How do you?
yeah, what's my vision?
That's your driving force.
Yeah.
What impact do you want to make?
Right. Because not everyone's trying to colonize Mars.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's about,
This is where it gets interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about getting clear on your why.
Your why, just like Simon Sinek talks about.
But then what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you
How do you turn that vision
do
into reality? Well, the chapter lays out this practical roadmap
Okay.
for taking action.
Yeah.
But before we get into that,
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the other key principles
Okay.
because they're all interconnected.
Okay, I'm all ears. What else jumped out at you?
One that really resonated with me is this principle of embracing failure.
Okay.
And we've already talked about, Dyson and his
5,000.
5,000 prototypes.
Right.
But there are countless examples of this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like,
What about like the first iPod?
oh, totally. It was so clunky.
Yeah, it was like a brick.
Terrible battery life.
Yeah.
But it paved the way
Yeah.
for everything that came after.
Totally.
I mean, think about J.K. Rowling,
Okay.
right? Her first Harry Potter book,
Oh, yeah.
rejected by so many publishers before it found a home.
Wow.
Imagine if she gave up
Yeah, we would be
after those first few rejections.
living in a much less magical world, that's for sure. So it's not about like
It's not about avoiding failure.
Avoiding failure.
It's about changing your relationship with it.
Changing your relationship.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's about seeing failure as feedback.
As feedback.
Yeah.
It's a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Not a reason to quit.
Not a reason to quit. Okay.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to that growth mindset.
It all starts with the mindset.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the chapter also dives into other essential qualities.
Okay.
Like resilience, focus, and emotional intelligence.
Right.
And these aren't just buzzwords.
No.
These are crucial skills that every entrepreneur
needs
to develop. And they actually provide like concrete tips on how to cultivate these skills.
Yes. And what's great is they tie these concepts to specific examples and stories, which makes it much more relatable and actionable.
So it's not just like theory.
Yeah.
It's actually practical advice.
Practical advice.
That you can use.
You can use.
And that leads us to the practical roadmap.
Okay.
Laid out in the chapter.
All right. So we've got the foundation, mindset.
Mindset, vision.
Resilience. Now let's talk about this action plan.
Okay.
What's step one?
Well, you already mentioned it. Starting with why.
Right.
Why are you doing this? What problem are you solving?
Yeah.
What impact do you want to make?
Okay.
And once you have that why.
That clear why.
Yeah.
The chapter encourages you to set specific, measurable goals.
Yes.
No more of this, like
vague aspirations.
Yeah.
We're talking concrete target.
Concrete. Yeah.
And they emphasize using SMART goals.
Oh, right.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Right. Because if you don't know where you're going,
any road will get you there.
Any road will get you there.
Right.
But it's not just about...
It's not just about setting goals. It's about creating a plan to achieve them.
So that's where, like...
This is where developing a growth plan comes in.
Yeah.
And this is where you get really strategic.
Right.
It's about identifying your strengths.
Yeah.
Your weaknesses, the skills you need to develop, the knowledge gaps you need to fill.
Okay. So you're constantly learning.
Constantly learning.
Evolving. Right. Because the business world is
constantly changing.
Always changing.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got the mindset, the vision, the goals.
The growth plan.
The growth plan. What's next?
Well, they also talk about the importance of building a support network.
Right.
Because let's face it, entrepreneurship can be a lonely journey.
It can be very lonely.
You need people.
Yeah.
Who understand what you're going through.
Yes.
Who can offer advice, encouragement.
Right.
And maybe even a shoulder to cry on when things get tough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they will.
Yeah.
So it's about surrounding yourself with
the right people.
And then finally it comes down to action.
No more planning.
No more
procrastinating.
Yeah, I just got to do it.
It's time to get moving.
Yep.
And the chapter emphasizes this. They call it taking massive action. It's about focusing your energy on the things that will move the needle.
Right.
The things that will get you closer
to goals. So it's not just about being busy. It's
about being effective.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they actually offer...
They offer tips.
Like specific tips on how to do that.
Like, for example, scheduling your most important tasks.
Oh, okay.
For the morning.
Right.
When your energy levels are highest.
Right, because I know for me, like later in the day, I get so bogged down.
It's easy to get bogged down.
In all the
minutia.
Yeah. And then those important things, they keep getting pushed and pushed.
Right. So it's about prioritizing.
Yeah.
And being disciplined about how you spend your time and energy.
Okay, yeah. And then they also talk about breaking down...
Oh, breaking those tasks down into smaller chunks.
Right.
Yeah, that's key.
Okay.
For overcoming procrastination.
Right.
Building momentum.
Yeah.
When you break down a large project into those smaller steps.
Right.
It feels much less overwhelming.
So much less.
And much more achievable.
Right. And each
small step.
Little step.
Contributes to the overall progress.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't feel like much in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also remind us about,
those core principles.
Yeah, the embracing failure. Practicing resilience.
Staying focused.
Innovating constantly.
Leading with emotional intelligence.
Maintaining integrity. Never stop learning. It's like a loop,
That's a continuous loop.
Yeah.
A cycle of growth and adaptation. It never really ends.
Okay.
And the chapter concludes by challenging the reader to put all of this into practice with a 90-day challenge.
A 90-day challenge, right? So this is where they really put you in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
They challenge you to pick one small action from this list.
From the book's list.
Yeah.
And commit to it.
For 90 days?
For 90 days straight.
So you can actually, like...
put these principles into practice.
Put them into practice.
Yeah, and see the result.
See what happens.
For yourself.
Yeah, it's like a mini...
It's like a mini entrepreneurial Odyssey.
Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah.
And before we dive into that,
okay,
let's take a closer look at some of those inspiring examples.
Yes, let's do it.
That we mentioned earlier. Because I think, sometimes those stories...
They can really...
Yeah, they can help bring
those principles to life.
You're
sure. Okay. I think those stories are so powerful,
Yeah.
They remind us that success doesn't just happen overnight.
It takes work.
It takes time, effort, a willingness to, learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of inspiring stories...
Yes.
We can't talk about, entrepreneurial visionaries without mentioning
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
kind of a polarizing figure.
Yeah, I mean, some people love him.
Some people hate him.
Some people hate him, but
there's no denying
he's had an impact.
Oh, massive impact.
Yeah.
I think what sets him apart is his relentless focus on the future.
Yeah. Like he's not just thinking about.
He's not thinking about the now. He's not thinking about making
he's thinking
a quick buck.
Bigger long term.
He's thinking about solving fundamental problems that are going to shape humanity's trajectory for decades.
For decades to come.
Yeah.
So he's thinking big.
Thinking big.
But he's also thinking about
real world problems.
Real world challenges.
Yeah.
Like not just theoretical, pie in the sky.
No, he's like, how can we actually...
Yeah, how can we solve these problems?
Solve these problems now.
Like whether it's sustainable energy with Tesla.
Right.
Space exploration with SpaceX.
Right.
Pushing the boundaries of AI with Neuralink.
It's like he's just constantly
pushing this
conventional thinking.
Yeah, and it's almost like all these companies are just vehicles.
They're vehicles for this much grander vision.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something that the chapter really encourages us to think about. Like,
what's my grander vision?
What impact do you want to make on the world?
Yeah.
What problems do you want to solve?
Because it's not just about...
It's not just about, Elon Musk. The bottom line.
Yeah, the bottom line.
It's about finding that purpose.
Right.
That gives your work meaning.
Right. Okay. So it's not just chasing profits.
It's about making a difference.
It's about making a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that brings us back to...
Speaking of making a difference.
Yeah.
James Dyson.
James Dyson and the 5,000 vacuum prototypes.
I mean, seriously.
Mind-boggling.
5,000.
Can you imagine?
I haven't given up.
After like 5...
The setbacks.
Yeah. Not 5,000.
The moments where you just want to throw in the towel.
Forget about it.
But Dyson saw each of those.
As what? Like as
it's a valuable data point.
Okay.
Okay. Each iteration brought him closer to
tweaking the design.
That design.
It's like he turned failure into
a competitive advantage.
Yeah. It's like you have to fail to succeed.
And that's a crucial mindset shift.
Okay.
For any entrepreneur. It's about embracing the inevitable setbacks.
Because there will be setbacks.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah.
And using them.
As fuel for growth.
For growth and innovation. Okay. So you gotta change your relationship.
You gotta reframe it.
With failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about avoiding it.
Okay.
It's about seeing it as a stepping stone.
Right.
Not a stumbling block.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then there's the author's own story.
Right.
They started this travel agency in India and turned it into...
a success story.
The success story.
By applying these principles.
Yeah. I mean, I found that story...
inspiring.
Really inspiring?
Especially because they didn't come from,
Yeah, they didn't come from privilege.
A privileged background.
They had to hustle.
They had to hustle. They had to learn.
They had to adapt.
Yeah,
and it's like...
It's a reminder that entrepreneurial success...
Yeah.
It's not about where you start.
Yeah.
It's about the mindset. You bring to the journey.
Okay, it's about having that
entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
That drive to create something meaningful.
Yeah, regardless
of your circumstances.
of where you came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the practical roadmap that the chapter lays out.
Yeah, so we've got the mindset.
Yeah.
Now how do we actually do it?
Well, it all starts
with
Simon Sinek's Golden Circle.
Right.
That idea of starting with why.
But they go beyond that.
They go beyond that.
They want you to.
I want you to really articulate it.
Really articulate it.
In a way that resonates.
With you and your audience.
With you and your target audience.
Yeah, so it's about...
It's about crafting this compelling narrative.
Yeah, that captures the essence of what you're doing.
Yeah, that captures the essence of your mission.
Your mission.
And motivates you to keep going.
Yeah, when things get tough.
Even when it's tough.
Because they will.
They will.
Okay, and then...
And once you have that clear why...
Smart goals.
Set those SMART goals.
Specific, measurable, achievable.
Achievable.
Relevant and time-bound.
Time-bound.
Because vague goals.
Vague goals lead to vague results.
Yeah, exactly.
You need those concrete targets
to
aim for, milestones.
Yeah.
To track your progress.
Okay, so break it down.
Break it down into...
Like smaller chunks.
Manageable chunks.
Yeah, because it's easy to get overwhelmed.
It's so easy.
When you're staring down this massive goal, but when you break it down into those bite-sized pieces, it becomes much more approachable. Less intimidating.
Okay.
And each of those small wins builds momentum.
And keeps you motivated. Yeah, all right, so break it down.
Break it down.
Okay, and then...
That brings us to the next step. Developing a growth plan.
So this is where you get...
This is where you get strategic.
Strategic about... Like,
about what skills.
Yeah, what skills do I need?
What knowledge.
What knowledge do I need?
And resources.
What resources do to achieve those goals?
To achieve my goals, okay.
What are those gaps?
Yeah, what are the gaps?
In your knowledge.
Yeah.
What skills do you need to hone?
Okay.
What kind of mentorship or support do you need?
Right, so it's like...
It's about taking a proactive approach.
Being proactive.
To your development.
To your development.
Yeah.
Both like personal and professional.
Exactly. Because the business world...
Is always changing.
Is constantly changing, and you need to be adaptable to thrive.
Okay, so...
And then, of course, the support network.
We talked about this.
The
support network, like...
It's so crucial.
Why is that so crucial?
To have those people in your corner.
Yeah.
Who understand the ups and downs.
Because there are going to be so many ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The entrepreneurial journey.
Right. They can offer, like...
encouragement. Advice,
a
fresh perspective.
Yeah, like when you get in your own head.
And you're feeling stuck.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed.
Because it's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster.
So you need those people.
You need that support system.
To help you through it.
To help you navigate those twists and turns.
Okay, so build the support network.
And that support network can include mentors, peers, collaborators, even family and friends.
Yeah, the people who believe in you. Okay.
And then finally comes down to action. You know, all the planning.
You can plan all you want.
All the goal setting.
If you don't
in the world
actually do it,
won't get you anywhere.
Yeah, you got to. If you don't,
you got to take that leap of faith.
Take action.
Step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, make it happen.
Right.
And the chapter really emphasizes this idea of taking massive action.
Massive action.
Yeah, it's not about being busy.
Right.
Just to be busy.
Right.
It's about focusing your energy
on the things that matter.
On those activities.
Okay. That will have the greatest impact.
Okay, so be strategic.
Be strategic.
And intentional.
Intentional with your actions.
Not just busy.
Not just spinning your wheels.
Okay.
And they give some practical tips.
Okay.
For doing that. Like, for example, scheduling your most important tasks.
Oh, yeah.
For the morning.
Okay, we talked about that.
When you have the most energy.
Yeah, front load your day.
Front load that day.
Right.
Because later on, it's easy to get
bogged down.
Yeah. And they also talk about breaking those tasks down.
Yeah, breaking those tasks down.
Into smaller chunks.
Okay, yeah.
Which is key for overcoming procrastination.
Yeah.
Building that momentum.
Yeah, because a big project.
It can feel really overwhelming.
It feels impossible.
But when you break it down into those smaller steps.
It's more manageable.
It feels much more achievable.
Okay.
And each step, even if it's small, contributes
to the overall
progress.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't feel like much.
Yeah, I get it.
In the moment.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And then, of course, they remind us about those core principles.
Yeah. The embracing failure.
Practicing resilience.
Staying focused.
Innovating constantly.
Yeah, leading with emotional intelligence.
Maintaining integrity.
Never stop learning. It's like...
It's a continuous loop.
Yeah.
A cycle. Of growth and adaptation.
That never ends.
All
right.
And the chapter concludes by challenging the reader.
To
put all of this into practice.
With a 90-day
challenge. Yeah. They encourage you to pick one small action.
Okay.
From the books list.
And
And commit to it
For 90 days.
For 90 days straight.
Okay.
To really put these principles
as a test.
To the test, yeah.
And see how it impacts your life.
And 90 days is a manageable time frame.
Yeah.
To experiment.
To
build those new habits.
Yeah, to build those new habits.
It's long enough to see some results.
Real results.
Real results, but not so long.
Not so long that it's like...
that it feels overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm never going to finish this.
Right, it's like a mini entrepreneurial odyssey. A chance to A chance to test the waters. Just test the waters.
And see what you're capable of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as we kind of wrap up this section,
what
are your final takeaways?
My final takeaways are...
for the listener.
I think the biggest takeaway is that entrepreneurial success, it's not about luck.
It's not about luck.
Or timing.
Right.
It's about
cultivating
that mindset. Embracing those challenges.
Yeah, the challenges.
Because they will come.
They will.
And consistently
taking action.
Even when it's scary.
Even when it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And never stop
learning.
Because
the business world
it's always changing.
Constantly evolving.
So you got to stay curious. You got to adapt to it. Yeah.
Okay, those are great takeaways.
But here's a final thought for you to ponder.
Okay, I'm ready.
The chapter focuses a lot on individual entrepreneurs.
On the individual.
But what about applying these principles to teams or even entire organizations?
That's a good point.
Right. Imagine if we fostered
a culture
of growth mindset, of embracing failure within a company.
Wow. Think about how much innovation.
Think about the innovation.
And resilience.
And the resilience that would unlock.
Yeah, so this 90-day challenge.
Yeah.
It could be something you do as an individual.
You could do it individually.
But also as a team effort.
As a team.
Yeah.
Imagine a company where everyone
commits to embracing a growth mindset for 90 days.
Or a team. It's we're going to focus on our emotional intelligence for 90 days.
Imagine how that would transform
relationships.
And ultimately...
better solutions.
Lead to more innovative solutions.
And it goes back to that idea of the entrepreneurial Odyssey.
It's a journey.
It's not
a destination.
The destination, yeah.
And it's a journey that we can embark on
individually,
but also collectively.
Collectively, yeah.
So, as you think about your own entrepreneurial journey,
don't just think about yourself.
Don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
To just your own individual goals.
Okay.
Think about how you can apply these principles to your team.
My team.
Your company.
My company. My community.
Your community.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Because when we embrace these principles together,
we
can create something truly extraordinary.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah.
I like that.
It is.
Okay. So think bigger.
Think bigger
than
just yourself.
Okay.
And who knows, maybe we could even inspire a global entrepreneurial renaissance.
Okay. I love that.
Right.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
We'll leave you with that thought.
Okay. A global entrepreneurial renaissance.
That's amazing. I love that idea.
Yeah, that's a vision.
It is. That's a vision.
Worth pursuing.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about creating an environment.
Yeah, an environment
where people feel empowered
to take risks.
Make risks, experiment, to learn from their mistakes.
Learn from those mistakes.
Yeah, because failure, like we've been talking about,
it's not the opposite of success.
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
It's all part of the process.
And when you shift that perspective, it just opens up so many possibilities.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so thinking about this 90-day challenge.
Yeah, the 90-day challenge.
It could be something you do individually. We've said that.
Right.
But it could also be a team effort.
Absolutely. A team effort.
Like you were saying.
Imagine a company.
Yeah.
Where everyone commits.
Everyone.
To embracing a growth mindset.
For 90 days.
For 90 days.
I mean, it
could be transformative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a team that focuses on developing
your emotional intelligence.
Their emotional intelligence.
For 90 days.
For 90 days. That could lead to
better communication. Stronger relationships. And ultimately more innovative solutions. Which is what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
And it all comes back to that idea of
the entrepreneurial odyssey.
The entrepreneurial odyssey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Not a destination.
So for all of you listening out there.
Yeah, for you, the listener.
Think about.
As you think about your own entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. Don't limit yourself.
Don't limit yourself.
to just thinking about your own individual goals.
Right. Think bigger.
Think bigger.
Think about how you can apply these principles to your team.
To my team, my company.
Your company, your community.
My community.
Because when we embrace these principles together,
yeah,
we can create something truly extraordinary.
So powerful. So powerful.
It is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we'll leave everyone with that.
We'll leave you with that final thought.
That final thought.
The entrepreneurial journey.
It's a journey.
Full of challenges.
It is.
And triumphs.
Ups and downs.
But ultimately, it's a journey of growth.
Growth.
And impact.
And impact.
So embrace the Odyssey.
Embrace the Odyssey.
Never stop exploring.
Never stop exploring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time.
Keep
learning. Keep growing.
Keep chasing those dreams.
Keep chasing those dreams.